What's interesting here too is like you're saying, prices actually of Bitcoin has moved higher. Obviously, alts have gone lower in general, but also the thing that I would kind of take note of is that it doesn't look like we're at the levels that we saw in 2019 and 2020 yet. We still have further downside to go as well.
You can be pessimistic on short-term price action, but still see the bull case, right? And I mean, I think we're both in the camp that Bitcoin does eventually go much higher, eventually, right? Eventually. And in order to get to that six-figure level, I mean, you have to have institutional money coming in, right? I don't think you can reach six figures for Bitcoin without easier access to crypto. And
Gareth Soloway and Ben Cowen, the two epic legendary traders, delve deep into the captivating realm of cryptocurrencies, providing expert insights into the crucial levels of both Bitcoin and the altcoin market. The crypto sector, which began with Bitcoin more than a dozen years ago, is now home to more than 10,000 tokens. According to Crypto Market News, the historic judgment in the Ripple versus U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission lawsuit might have already set the tone for a bull run for altcoins. Soloway holds the belief that altcoins will witness enhanced transparency following SEC regulations, leading to a more clear and comprehensive understanding of their valuations. Soloway observed that Cardano is deviating from the trajectory observed in other altcoins. The direction of Cardano breakout remains unknown and could swing either way. Based on the pattern's parameters, it appears that the breakout is set to occur in approximately 3 days. Cowen's analysis reveals that when comparing their present levels to their past highs, Solana continues to trail behind Cardano in terms of price performance. Benjamin Cowen predicts that altcoins are about to witness a severe correction against Bitcoin. He suggests that altcoins will witness massive capital outflows as market participants flock to Bitcoin. His tweet reads, "In July 2019, altcoins were at the same valuation against Bitcoin that they are today." While timeframes do not have to align perfectly, this chart still suggests that altcoins could collectively drop another 40% against Bitcoin. According to Cowen, it is noteworthy that 4 years ago, in July, altcoin pairs possessed a similar valuation to the current period. However, he predicts that by September of that same year, there was a substantial drop of 40% in their value. We'd like to share a few highlights from the discussion. But before we continue, remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to receive more updates.
You know, the alts at some point we'll be able to figure out their valuations once we get clarity from the SEC, right? And so the SEC will say, okay, these are the rules. And then all of a sudden, big money will be able to start valuing these things. And so whether, you know, the market caps on a Matic should be 5 billion or 25 billion or maybe 50 billion, we don't know yet, because again, we don't know what the real valuations are, but that will become clear. And my guess is at that point, that's where the value really starts to, and by the way, that's actually a good thing. Like investors need to understand that any sort of additional information that these coins can give us makes them the clarity and the transparency much better, which allows us, even as retail investors, to say, okay, I think I should pay here for this versus where it was before. And I think that's important for us. And if we take a look at Cardano, let's just see what we got on that one, because that's kind of in the same path. This one, interestingly enough, is not doing that. So for me, this area right here would be the breakout, these highs. And short term, we haven't even gone up there. Matic, in comparison, would be trading up against this downsloping line or breaking above. So interestingly enough, Cardano is lagging Polygon versus Polygon's actually looking a lot stronger relative to some of the other altcoins.
Recently, we've seen Solana up a lot, right? It's actually been outperforming Cardano, I think, in the short term. But when you measure them from their highs, it still is actually lower than where Cardano was. So a lot of this, I think, is just mean reversion back to sort of the overall index of the altcoin market. And again, I think that the issue with the altcoin market is, well, what happens if Bitcoin and ETH, the blue chips, if they roll back over, you know, like let's say in the next few months, what happens if they roll back over? That's where the altcoin market just keeps getting crushed. There's a really interesting chart here when you look at the altcoin market. I think it's really interesting how well this stuff works out. So this is total 3. So the altcoin market minus USDT market cap divided by Bitcoin. And you'll see that alts tend to top out at parity with respect to Bitcoin, right? When the altcoin market cap equals the Bitcoin market cap at 1, that's where they tend to top out. And where they tend to bottom out is around 25% of Bitcoin's market cap. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, all right, well, altcoins are currently 42% of Bitcoin's market cap. What happens if we go back down here? That's another 40% drop,
Wow.
on their Bitcoin pairs, right? On their Bitcoin pairs. And the other fascinating thing about this is roll back the clock exactly 4 years. We were at the same valuation. All Bitcoin pairs were collectively at the same valuation in July. And then by September, they had dropped that 40%.
Currently, Solana is trading at $29.41 with a 24-hour trading volume of 2,871, 347.5, $37.59. This represents a 34.65% price increase in the last 24 hours and a 50.98% price increase in the past 7 days. With a circulating supply of 400 million SOL, Solana is valued at a market cap of $11,754,975,329. Just weeks earlier, BTC market dominance finally managed to ricochet above 50% after a dry spell of 2 years, amid a slew of applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs from major financial firms. Over the last 24 days, Bitcoin dominance had been hovering around 51% and 52%. Previously, both Gareth Soloway and Ben Cowen have made predictions regarding the dominance level, foreseeing it to range between 57% and 59%. On July 14th, Bitcoin market dominance briefly dipped below 50% as altcoins deemed securities by the SEC notched double-digit gains. According to TradingView, it fell to 49.76% during Asian trading.
I was looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, and with Matic starting to inch up, you actually have a very short, and again, this is very short term because I think you and I both agree we're headed towards 57 to 59% dominance. But this is a little bit of a bearish pattern, and interesting to see the alts beginning to show a little sign of life. What I would be almost expecting is some sort of secondary short-term move. And again, mind you, short-term move, but a short-term pullback, maybe right around 50% before that next leg up. And this is what we would refer to, again, a sharp candle down with a little inside bar consolidation that might be telling us that. So that's another signal from a TA, just strictly short-term technical analysis, that maybe the alts are waking up. And then it brings, and again, I'll let you comment in just a minute on the dominance, but I do want to just bring up the Solana move has been really impressive. And that's another alt, right? Where Solana just in the last, really just since June, mid-June, so we're talking less than a month or right about a month, is up 50% off of its lows, which is very, very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it. I mean, the dominance, as we saw last cycle, it actually went to 52, and guess where it pulled back to? 50 before it continued, right? So yeah, there's certainly a chance that happens. I'm by no means saying that it can't go down. And one thing about the dominance as well is that it keeps bouncing off its 100-day or some other moving average, right? I mean, you can see that it has this process where it goes up and then it consolidates for, a few weeks or a few months and then goes up again. And it just kind of keeps doing this thing. And so, yeah, it's possible that we're in this phase already again, and we could be in that sort of that consolidation window where it goes back down, maybe a percentage point or something. But again, I think the general idea is that it's going to explode higher. The one thing that I'm not sure about is which way is it going to go? This week or next week. I'm pretty confident that it will continue higher, but I just don't know how long this consolidation period is. Last cycle, by the way, it wasn't a very long consolidation period. I mean, it went from 52 to 50, but it made that move in only 4 days. And this time it's obviously taken a bit longer here. I mean, now it was at 52 late June, and now we're in basically mid-July. It still hasn't hit that 50% level. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't even know if it has to go to 50%, but you're right. There is some reason to believe that it could consolidate for a little bit longer before breaking back up.
Crypto altcoin prices rose after a judicial ruling in the Securities and Exchange Commission's protracted 3-year legal battle with Ripple Labs. This decision offered some clarity on the many securities-related ambiguities within the crypto sphere. CoinGecko data shows crypto's market capitalization overall hit $1.26 trillion, a 2.4% increase from 24 hours ago. Bitcoin was down 0.4% from an hour ago, while Ether showed a gain of 1.4% in that span. We encourage you to share your views in the comments section. If you found this content informative, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for the most up-to-date news and videos. Thanks for joining us.